Hi, I'm going to show you how to load and run R as part of this course to run R and other programming languages in an HPC environment taught by these three centers, focusing on LUNARC and the Cosmos cluster. The learning objectives is that you're able to find the module to be able to run R and then load it. Then run the R interpreter where you can type in your R code. Get a list of installed R packages that you have available already and run an R script from the command line. So in a bit more schematic fashion that looks like this. You see the numbers, those indicate the exercise with it. First, exercise 1, we're going to find an R module using module spider. In 2, we're going to load an R module using module load. In 3, when we have loaded the R module, we can actually start R and use the R interpreter using the command R, literally capital R. In the interpreter, we can start it. We can say hello or do trivial things, load a package that's installed, see the list of installed packages, and stop the R interpreter. And lastly, we're going to run an R script using the software called R script. And then we can do everything with R. So to load an R module, there are some slight differences between the centers, but not too big. Like module spider will get you there. So you can already see in all the three centers, module spider R is how you find which modules for which R versions are installed. So LUNARC has these three R versions installed. One thing it already says here, if you want more detailed information for a specific version, for example version 4.4.1, you type module spider R/ and then the version. If you want to load an R module of a specific version, then you do exactly that. So you do module spider R/version. For example, module spider R/4.2.1. Not a dot at the end, this is something else. This is like the end of a sentence. And it looks a bit like this. So here we have done module spider R for a specific version. It describes a bit what it is about. And it says you will need to load all these modules before you can do it. So you need to load these two modules first, and then this one. And then you have loaded R4.2.1. So to load an R module, then exactly you do what I just said. Load these two prerequisite modules and then load R with that version. And then it looks something like this. Module load gcc/version openmpi/version R/version. This should only be one time, this version. This doesn't hurt, but it should be removed. So now we've loaded a module to be able to use R of our favorite version. Now it's time to use it, and we're going to first use the R interpreter. So R is an interpreted language, and and there's a program that interprets your code. When you type in stuff, it will say something back. So we're going to start the R interpreter. We're going to say something, as for example, we print the word hello. We're going to see which packages are installed. We're going to load a package. And we're going to stop the R interpreter. So, how you start the R interpreter, you write literally capital R enter on your terminal. And then it looks something like this. So it will say a lot of things about the version that has just been loaded. And here we have a prompt where you can type whatever you like, that is R. And you can type there to quit R, to quit the R interpreter. So in this R interpreter, you can do everything that is R. We are going to do a trivial R thing with the emphasis on trivial, because we should only do lightweight things. And that is because on our cluster, in this case Cosmos, when we've logged in, we are on a login node. And this is a remotely accessible computer shared with many other users. This means if we do hard stuff, all other users are affected. So don't do that. Instead, submit that calculation as a batch job submitted to the job scheduler, and this will be shown in a later session in this course. So when doing only trivial things in the interpreter, you can, for example, do print hello world, and then it says hello world. If in the R interpreter we type installed packages and then the function call operator, the round braces, then we see which packages are installed. And to quit, we do quit and the round braces, or we do Q for some versions of R. You get a question like this: save workspace image. You just type N until you know what it is. Alright, so we've loaded an R module, we've ran the R interpreter, but now it's time to, instead of typing our R commands all the time, we're going to use a file with R code in it, an R script. So we're going to run an R script using R script. We're going to just run it. So to do it, you do R script and then the name of the script. For example, R script space and then hello.r, where hello.r is the file name of this R script. And again, these scripts should only do lightweight things, as in this exercise. So now you have all the information you need to do the exercises, and I'm gonna do them. There I am on Cosmos, and our first exercise is to find an R module. So for that I do module spider R. Capital R works best. If you do lowercase r, you get like also like all modules that have a lowercase r in them. So there. So we have seen that these are the R versions available in Cosmos. And the answer is correct. Now we need to load an R module. And I know we were going to load, so this table is gone. I know the version should be 4.2.1. Let's double check. Yep. Let's pretend I don't know this. So I'm gonna search for this version, module spider. There we have the version. And then it says that we should load this first. 11 GCC 11.3 and 4.1.4, 11.3 4.1.4. Yeah, so this command we will conclude, and then we can run it. And now we have R version 4.2.1 loaded. While it's running, that is completely fine. We're going to use the R interpreter. So exercise 301, start the R interpreter. Now let's do that. When this thing is done. Great. R. Enter. Now we have started the R interpreter. Indeed of version 4.2.1. Now we need to check which packages are installed. That is with installed, and with tab you get autocomplete, installed packages. And now we see all the installed packages. And this doesn't look very pretty on my screen with a too big font. We're going to scroll to the package parallel because we'll be using it in the next exercise. And indeed, the R package parallel is there, and that's the next one. So now we're going to load a package, and we're going to load the parallel package. So to load a package in R, so this is really R. If I do print hello, there it will say what I just said it. Now we're gonna load the library parallel. Let's do it. There, and we've done it. You can also do it like this if you prefer that. It does exactly the same. Great. So the exercise now to run an R script, but to get there first we need to quit the interpreter. This is the way to do it. You press N, enter. Exercise 4 is to run an R script and then get an R script and then run it. So let's do this. So to get the R script, we're going to download it. I'm just going to copy paste this command and paste it here. Enter. And wget means download. And this is the URL for the R script. The R script is called hello.r. And I can put it on screen already here. And we see it's a very simple, trivial R script, but it's an R script. To run it, we need to use run R script of that thing. There, tap for all to complete, and there we have run an R script. Yeah, and it looks exactly the same. So exercise 5 is to download and extract the tarball with exercises. So we just downloaded an R script called hello.r here. But in the course there are more scripts for exercises, and we put them together in a tarball. If we go on here, then we see the procedure how to use the tarball with exercises. And that procedure is not all too complex, and there's even a video of it if you prefer to find out how to do that. And because it's there, I'm not going to talk about this now. Instead, I'm going to repeat our key points, that on an HPC environment one needs to first find a module to load to run R, load one or more of those modules. If you care about reproducibility, you use explicit versions of the module. So we've been using our version 4.2.1, and that's important if you want to run your script later to know that version. We've started the R interpreter using R, and we've ran R scripts with the command R script. Things we have not learned yet is, because we work on a login node, we can only do lightweight things. So if we want to do heavier stuff, we need to submit a batch job. We learn that later. Also, we can only use the R packages that come installed with the R module. There are more R packages installed already for you besides the R module, but you need to find that software module to get even more packages available to you. Additionally, we have not worked in an isolated environment. So this means if you install a package or change versions, then all your code is affected. Whereas with isolated environments, you can create a set of R packages of their specific versions that work together well, work on those, and then in the end you close that environment, you open up another one, and there you do another set of packages with their own versions in isolation. That's also a later session in this course. Yeah, and that will be discussed in the other sessions. With that, I want to conclude this video how to load and run R in an HPC environment for this course, with the focus here on LUNARC's Cosmos. I wish you a very good day. Bye!